Hi, my name's Simon and this is Lot 76 Cars, and welcome to the June Petrolheads meet at the Runnymede Pleasure Gardens. I can already see some fantastic supercars arriving, some classic cars dotted around as well. Take a walk with me and let's see what we can find. Now this is an MX-5 that I remember because it's a Merlot, which was a UK only special edition, so it's badged as Merlot. But look at those wheels. You see a lot of MX-5 that have been sort of totally murdered out, but this one actually looks lovely, and doesn't that colour pop in the sunshine today? That's a beautiful car. There's certainly a thumbnail waiting to happen with that one, isn't there? Nissan 350Z just arriving, looks nice. Nice Japanese import. Not quite sure what that is, it's not a badge to be seen. Drop it in the comments if you do know. Now some of you will have seen that before at a show a little while ago, that lovely Chevrolet truck that's on air rides. Followed by another one. An earlier Porsche 996, looks like it's a 99 if the plate's right. Audi A3, early one. Now this is a glorious Ford F-150. That's a great colour combination, that turquoise over silver, isn't it? Looks like a Camaro, I think. Great number plate on that Maserati, and it's a Ghibli. Dodge Challenger and a Corvette Stingray, and another Camaro, an earlier one, an E, that'd be 67 again. So we've got a beautiful liveried Austin A35 van. Looks lovely, doesn't it? So this really pretty C-plated, so very late Mark II Ford Granada, because there was a bit of crossover with, I think, with the Mark III. So this is a facelifted car, looks lovely in this grey, doesn't it? Now this is unusual, it's a Ford Sierra towing truck. Now it's probably based, I guess, on a P100 platform with the rear deck removed, but I'm not quite sure. I'll try and ask the owner if I see him later exactly what it's based on. Now, who doesn't love an RS2000 Escort? This is absolutely stunning, but it's got the Webasto roof, I think, which is a period option, looks lovely. But let's have a look under the bonnet, because quite honestly, it looks absolutely stunning under there, doesn't it? You'd be a bit concerned to spill any oil or drop anything there. That's absolutely lovely. What a beautiful, beautiful car. Mark IV Escort RS Turbo. Tastefully modified, not too over the top. That one looks pretty nice, doesn't it? Lovely Mark I Escort in black with those wide steel wheels rather than alloys. That looks quite good, doesn't it? This Mark I Fiesta is debumpered, de-chromed, looks good. I'm sure everyone has got memories of Mark III Ford Cortinas, and this one looks really good. I'm not sure if it's a period colour, probably is actually. One car I drove back in the day, many moons ago when it was new, was one of these Fiesta RS Turbos. Unfortunately, I drove it quite a lot of the time in traffic in and around West London, so it wasn't an awful lot of fun because it was sort of either on boost or off boost. But I guess, given the open road, this is quite a nice car today. Beautifully prepared Mark II Fiesta. Looks nice. I quite like the stripes on the side, the RS stripes, and those RS style wheels really suit it, don't they? Lovely Ford Cortina 1600E. That's a nice looking car, isn't it? Part of what made the Ford Cortina 1600e special was not only the exterior but the interior as well. So let's just take a quick look inside this one while we can. And it looks lovely, doesn't it? It's got fantastic wood capped doors, the wood dashboard with all the dials for amps, oil, temperature and fuel, as you can see. Owners put a wooden steering wheel and added leather. Doesn't it look nice? I think Ian Callum's first design arriving at Jaguar was the Jaguar XF. This is a pre-facelift car, as you can see by the headlamps, and it's an XFR with the 5-litre engine. Now this is a pre-airflow Mark 1 Ford Cortina, and it looks as if it's certainly got a different rocker cover. It says Burton on there, so I guess that's been uprated significantly. Doesn't look standard, does it? And we've got a lovely B-plated 84, 85 Ford Capri 2.8 injection. Now I've seen this Bedford truck before at Brooklands. If you caught my Easter gathering, it was on there. I don't know much more about it now than I did then, but I'll try and catch up with the owner and have an interview with him if I can. And a Corvette Stingray. Oh, this one is lovely. A C-plated. What's that, 66? I'm not sure if you can see that from there. The colour's absolutely beautiful. It really pops. It's this green. I'm not sure how well it shows up on camera, but it looks lovely. Blackpool's finest rock in town, and it's a TVR Chimera from, I think, probably what, 97, 98, looking at it. So it's a bit windy here today, so there might be a bit of wind noise on the recording, but this Dodge Charger certainly makes my Mercedes 190 look a little bit small. So back in the day, these were made, I think, in Wiltshire by Jem Marsh, hence the name Marcos. I think Jem Marsh and Frank Costin or something like that, I'm not quite sure. This is a lovely looking car, isn't it? It's got the Webasto type sunroof, not sure if it is a Webasto, so we can probably take a closer look. It's cosy in there, isn't it? Look at the size of that transmission tunnel. Looks nice, and finished off very nicely by a number on the side. So we shouldn't forget that Lotus won many world championships in Formula 1 when they competed, and reflected these successes on their road cars. So this is a lovely Elan Plus 2, got the number plate letters and numbers actually in the grille, and it looks lovely. I think it's a 7071. This is the Tipo platform based Alfa Romeo GTV. I'm sure these will have their day. They are pretty cars, they're pretty good value, and the best seem to be rising in value. Lovely cars. And another pretty Alfa design is this Alfa Brera, which is great. Like the colour. And next to it, we're almost getting the full set here. We've got the Alfa Spider based on the Tipo platform as well. We'll try and take a quick look inside that one as it's open. It is a strictly two-seater, but the cabin and those lovely leather seats, I guess they're maybe the optional Momo ones. I'm not sure about that. Looks like quite a nice place to be, and relatively modern as well. I think this is the E91 BMW 3 Series Coupe. And next to it, the E46 Touring. Tastefully modified, and some fairly big wheels and tyres on that one. Fiesta 1 Series, the GMC truck we saw coming in a little bit earlier, Mark 1 MX-5, or possibly an import, possibly a Unos, and a super looking RS2000 Escort. Who didn't have one of those? Is a scale electric car, and that looks from probably 72 looking at the registration plate. So catching a few in motion is this MG, I think it's a TD or TF, I'm not sure, I'll have to check, and a Herald convertible, and a very nice MG ZT 190 that appears to be for sale. So that's a lovely looking car, isn't it? I love that paint that sort of changes from every angle. Aston Martin, Zagato, wow. I think that's a Lotus Exige, sounds good, doesn't it? And a brace of Ford Focus RS Cosworths. Very nice Mustang, lovely. Fantastic, glorious blue minivan, and these are worth inordinate amounts of money these days, as you'll have seen. They're just so rare, aren't they? Next to it, a TR4 and the Consul Capri Lotus lookalike that we've seen a few times on my video. Next we've got a listed Jaguar converted XJS. I think that's got the 7-litre engine in that one. Lotus Exige. And this TVR Tuscan. We'll take a closer look at the engine on that one in a second. And it has the Speed 6, so I guess that's the Al Mellin designed engine that they had. Now this is an Ultima GT, far better than it might sound in terms of its kit car connotations. It's not, and it's been used by a lot of manufacturers to run mules of their own vehicles in testing. It looks fantastic in this Marlboro livery, doesn't it? So it's getting busy here today. This is a Nissan 350 or 370Z, I'm not quite sure on that one. I do know that's a Nissan GTR, I think the R33. A Lancer with a carbon fibre front end. Wow, I'm not sure if that's a carbon wrap or it really is carbon fibre. Unusual to see many of these left, these Civic Tourings, Civic Estates. I'm not sure what the correct nomenclature is, but please drop it in the comments. That's interesting what the driver's got on the banner. I won't read that out. I'm sure you can read that yourself on that Citroen C2. We've then got a number of Focus STs, nonetheless tastefully modified and very nice looking cars. In fact, quite a few Focus STs. We'll scoot along to that nice white Fiesta, which is also a Fiesta ST. I think it's the ST 150, I suspect.
I like the way it's got this American.
The Z4 Coupe, and it's the M. That badging's to the right. And then obviously we've got some later cars here. Nonetheless, lovely preparation on these. Clio RS and the famous or infamous Toyota GR Sport, which has had a rave review and is a sellout. Mark 1 Golf GTI and another Nissan. Beautiful orange Camaro, isn't it? That's lovely. And a nice Mark II MX-5 when they lost the pop-up headlamps for the first time. Had one of these back in the day, drove very well, and a big improvement from the Mark 1 in terms of interior. Not sure about losing the pop-up lights, always miss those. Sweeney fans, eat your heart out with this Mark 1 Ford Granada. Absolutely lovely. I do love those steel wheels. This is a relatively late one, it's an S, so it was on the verge of the Mark II arriving. Lovely car. And we've got some rat look Chevys and some not rat look Chevys here. Great turnout of these pickup trucks, some of which I've seen before, and it's great to see the guys getting them out on the road. We've got from Long Island, New York originally is Sally. He's a lovely Mustang convertible. Oh, that is gorgeous, isn't it? That's probably one of the nicest cars I've seen for a long time. That's lovely, doesn't it? Offering demolition services and promising to be their dynamite is this Chevy pickup as well. Super looking Buick next to the Chevy pickup there. And a Series 3 style Daimler 66A. That's probably got to be an 83, I guess. 82, 83. Here's that lovely Herald convertible that we saw a bit earlier. We'll just take a quick look inside whilst it's enjoying the sun. And it's got a very nice interior, hasn't it? Lovely Tangerine RS 1600 Mark 1 Escort. Okay, I admit it, I'm a sucker for these, and this one's an absolute beauty. Fantastic Fiesta. And some later RS and ST cars. Quite a few in actual fact. I'm not going to have time to talk about each one of these, I probably won't know enough, but suffice to say that the BMW shoehorned in the middle. Well, certainly not understated, it is Focus ST, and I think this is probably a touring car livery. It actually looks really, really nice. I love those wheels. Now let's have a look at that spoiler at the back, shall we? I'm not quite sure how much downforce you're going to get with that, but it's going to be quite a lot, isn't it? An aerial atom, as you can see, pretty much exposed on these. These have the Honda engine. Just the weather to drive one of these today. And these really are a proper machine, proper weapon, certainly on track and road, I guess. Interesting Lexus LS 430 there, becoming a bit more interesting these days to collectors. For James Bond fans, we've got the BMW Z3, Toyota Supra there, Fast and Furious fans, I guess. Just for fast fans, we've got a Toyota GR again. And then we've got a Bel Air, a Chevy Bel Air. That looks nice, doesn't it? And a gorgeous BMW 635 CSI. I think that's 88, 89. That is an absolutely lovely looking car. And here's a lovely Audi, the Quattro. It's a 10 valve, it's an 87 10 valve car, and I rarely see these at shows, to be honest with you. Certainly all make shows, and this one's in lovely condition. Now here's the Aston Martin DB7 Volante. This one in green shares, or like all of them, and indeed the Jaguar XK, shares some underpinnings from the Jaguar XJS of the time. There's one of these I think that's being installed on the Classics World channel at the moment, so have a look at that one if you're interested in these. A brace of Mustangs and a lovely looking Camaro Z28. Now it looks as if that one has certainly hit the strip before now, because the rear tyres look sort of almost Santa Pod ready. That looks like a quick car in a straight line, doesn't it? A car that I was very fortunate to run back in the day was a Nissan 200 SX, and this one's a bit later than the one I had. I had a T plated one. This is a V. Thankfully it's one that hasn't been modified to death by the drifters. Apart from the wheels, it looks pretty standard. I do recognise that interior. Those seats were super comfortable, and these are a rare sight these days. They really are. And I'd love to have another go in one, sort of 20 odd years after I had the last one. Early Lexus IS models are becoming particularly rare. Now this is an IS 300, which arguably is more desirable. The 2 litres were 6-cylinder as well, but this is a lovely looking car. And again, as I said, you know, competitor to the 3 Series, never sold in quite the same numbers, but nevertheless a desirable car still. Just making its way out the show is that lovely 2.8 Ford Capri. Sounds very nice, doesn't it? And this time we've got a wide-bodied Marcus. So this is a 1950 Tickford-bodied Alvis that originally came from South Africa. The owner's done lots of work to it, and apparently it will show quite a few of the cars here. Clean pair of heels. Looks beautiful, doesn't it? lovely and pretty rare Aston Martin Zagato. Love those gold highlights. And a line of Porsche 911s, Ferrari 360, and I think moving further along we've got a Lamborghini Aventador. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one, I'm doing that on the hoof. Performante, yes, it's certainly, I think that's the one. Escort RS Cosworth, looks like it's got the OZ wheels. So thanks again for joining me at the Petrolheads event at the Runnymede Showground. An absolutely fantastic collection of cars from supercars. You'll see behind me a number of Porsche 911s. I'm directly in front of an Aston Martin Zagato. So pretty good company here, some fantastic modern classics. Hope you liked. Please like, share, subscribe, and look forward to joining you on the next one. Thanks for watching.